Folks, welcome in to Bluegrass Sports Nation here live tonight from Variety Pizza at the Coach Kyle Moore Show. Hear it straight from Kyle's mouth. That's why we're here on Bluegrass Sports Nation live on the live stream. Thanks for joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. We're going to get right into things here tonight, Coach. Welcome everybody for watching once again. We don't always like to look back on losses, and especially when you lose to Belfry, it's tough to recap that week. But I know you guys have been on top of it. You've watched all the films. As a coach, can you tell us some things that you pulled out of that, some things that you gained, and maybe some things you'd like to share with the viewers that you learned from a loss like that?
Yeah, I think it's really important to go back and look at especially a loss. There's an old saying that things are never as good as they seem, and they're never as bad as they seem.
Right.
And then, you play a game and like against a really quality opponent like Belfry, and they expose you on everything that you don't do well.
Yeah.
And so we got exposed on several things, and it gave us several things to work on. And we kind of knew going in it was going to be a big test, and we weren't prepared, I guess, to answer the bell, so to speak. I think we got a little over emotional at times, and I think that's easy to do in a rivalry game.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of let your emotions get the best of you, and when you do those sort of things, you don't play as disciplined. It's just like it's just like life, really. If you make things personal sometimes, and it carries over, and you're not able to do exactly what you should be doing, and football's the same way. So, we got exposed on a few things. It gave us a lot of things to work on this week, and I feel like that we've had a really good week.
Well, that's good. That leads us right into the next thing I want to talk about. Practices this week. I've heard a lot of good things. We've, Braxton's talked a little bit about practice, and I've heard some things from some other guys the thing that I liked was beating the heat and getting out there last night under the lights. Gives kind of a little bit of atmosphere. I know the guys had to like that, and it probably gives them a little bit of added a kick. I think last night was the first night this week you actually got to put the pads on and go at it. So it was good to see them out there. What do you do specifically on a week like this? It's been a lot of adversity. There's been a lot of heat. There's been a lot of sickness going around with school starting back. So what specifically do you do to keep the kids well, try to keep them prepared, try to keep them going and preparing for the next week?
Yeah, there's a lot of things go into it, and we've had about a lot of things this week with the heat, and that's statewide. Everybody across the states battling the same things, and there's certain requirements that we have to do, and one of those, like you said, was we took our pads off, and we didn't get to do any pads Monday or Tuesday, and that's part of it. It's not all negative. You get a lot of things. You get to kind of walk and talk some things through, and kind of make the guys kind of understand where they're not doing some things right. And sometimes as coaches you realize that you're not doing some things that you should be doing. So we went back and really got back to looking at some of the smaller things, the fundamentals that we'd done, especially up front in our offensive line. And I think sometimes when you got a group that, sorry, I'm getting off on a little bit but sometimes when you got a group that's played a lot, you tend to forget those things that got you to where you're at. And it was a good week to get back to that. And as far as the heat, we do a lot of things that we've got ice baths ready in case somebody gets a little hot, get us a little too hot, and we've had to use those before in the past, and it's just a great thing. And we try to keep plenty of water available. And and last night we moved practice back to 8:00, which I thought it ended up being great. We had the energy was there. We had probably the most energy we've had all year. Yeah. And that says a lot about our kids. I'm really proud of our guys. Coming off a tough loss to a Belfry team, and an emotional loss, like I said, sometimes with a rivalry it's a little more emotional, but coming off a loss like that, and then to come back and have a good week of practice, and then a Wednesday night practice, and after being in school all day, and to see the guys with that much energy and that much excitement, and it was a fun night for all of us.
I appreciate the fact that you're able to get them out there on Wednesday night late like that under the lights. It's tough dealing with sickness, tough dealing with the heat, but I think you guys did a great job. And one thing I really liked is what you posted a little bit earlier. The guys have kept their heads up all week. I seen that last night from what little time I got to just watch you guys on the field and watch them come out of practice. Everybody's in a good mood, and everybody was upbeat. It's really good to see that after the week that we had. So, folks, we're going to take a quick break. I want to say that once again that we're here inside Variety Pizza. We appreciate Lee and Al Eisman for welcoming us in and having us here tonight. Bluegrass Sports Nation will be right back after this message.
Variety Pizza. Family owned and operated, serving the community with homemade and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more for over 45 years. Located at 1189 Main Street, Jackson, Kentucky. Available for dine-in and carry-out, with private party spaces available. Stop by and visit us or call 606-666-5454.
Not next. Oh, we got next week. All right, we're going to get ready for next week, Coach. You got to move forward. We've talked about practice this week. Everybody in Breathitt County knows Coach Mark Dixon well. We know the Commodores well. We've played them quite a bit. Youth programs always played them. What do you expect from them? In specifically, more specifically, what do you expect from them offensively, and how do you think we're going to match up with the Commodores Friday night?
Yeah, like you said, they're real familiar. We're real familiar with them and Coach Dixon, and I kid Mark all the time. He did his student teaching at Breathitt County, and he learned all of his football from Coach Holcomb, and that's a kind of little inside joke. Coach didn't let too many secrets out. He'd ask about a play, and Coach would say, "Just watch." We've never had a playbook either, so we just kind of it's a little unusual. Most programs have a playbook, but Coach Dixon does a great job, so we know that they're going to be well coached, and they're big. They're a big physical team. They run the ball really well. They can do a lot of different things offensively. They can line up and power and run the ball at you, and then they got a good quarterback there that spreads it out and can throw it pretty good, and so they present a lot of challenges to stop, especially with their offense, and then defensively they're sort of the same. They're big up inside there, so our line's got a big job ahead of them tomorrow night, and they're not bad in the secondary also. They're they got some young guys back there, but they're long and lengthy and can run, and their linebacker core is pretty good too. They've got some of the better linebackers. They're big, thick kids that come up and stop the run, and pretty athletic too. So we know we got a big job ahead of us, and playing good teams is good for us early. Which we've always played Purries. Every opportunity we can, but they always help us prepare for later on too.
One thing that I had a few questions this week, and you can address this. Can you explain to some of the viewers the reason that we're making the second trip back to Perry in 2 years instead of a home and away situation?
Yeah, we had the opportunity to play them at home, but if we'd played them at home this year, we wouldn't have had a home Honey Bowl game next year. So I figured everybody would probably like to have the Honey Bowl at Breathitt next year. So that was the reason behind it. The contract ended, and we wanted to keep Perry on the schedule, and with Coach Dixon, and we've got a great relationship, a close game, so we wanted to keep them, and so we'll be playing Perry up there again, but they'll have to come by us next year.
A lot of people had asked me that question. I said, that'd be a good question for the show, because you answer it once, and then they look at you and say, but I still don't understand why we got to go up there.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody likes to go up there.
Yeah.
Just putting it bluntly, but those are some of the things that you have to do sometimes. Scheduling, in my opinion, as a coach, scheduling is probably the hardest thing that you do.
Yeah,
it's just a tough thing to get a grasp of.
Well, I think you touched on it. I mean, the Commodores are a big physical team. What little bit I've got to watch of them on film, they look like they're very disciplined, and we respect that from Coach Dixon. He always has a disciplined ball club, and no doubt we'll get their best when we go up there. We're going to take another quick break and go to commercial here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We're going to be right back, and we'll have another special guest when we come back here after this message.
At People's Bank, our vision is to be the best community bank in America. We pride ourselves in being a community bank that builds relationships with our clients and offers cutting-edge. For 120 years, People's Bank has focused on helping clients achieve their financial goals. We would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
We're back after a quick break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We're joined now by Dylan Stacy, the quarterback of the Bobcats. Dylan, welcome in to Bluegrass Sports Nation. If the viewers don't know, tell them who your parents are, tell them about your siblings. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my mom and dad's Johnny and Verna Stacy. I've been in Breathitt County my whole life. I live up 476, and I'm proud of it.
You got anybody in your family ever played football?
Yeah, my brother, he's played quarterback for Breathitt when he was a freshman.
Yeah, I think everybody remembers Cam. I've known Dylan since he's probably 4th or 5th grade, and he always wanted to play quarterback, Coach. I remember that about him. He's always been a great player. He always would do anything that you ask of him. Tell us about some of your favorite experiences, Dylan, in your football career. We're going to show some clips from the last week's game here in just a minute, but tell us about some of your best experiences from Lumberjacks all the way up till now.
Well, when we was in Lumberjacks, I remember throwing my first touchdown. That was fun. I remember throwing it to Isaac Wheels Turner. I still throw it to him today.
One of his favorite receivers, I believe. I think that's the first clip we got drawn up for you, Dylan. If Matt wants to go to the clips, we'll talk about them for a minute. I had to sit down and watch them myself. The first play, you rolled out to the right, and you connected with Wheels, and he was able to scamper up the sideline in front of Belfry. And on the second pass play, you went right across the middle and hit an open Austin Sperry, and it looked like on an out route, and he was tackled down on the sideline. On the third one, you gave us a little fake and then stepped up in the pocket, and once again you hit an open Austin Sperry. And on the fourth pass play, you had another completion to Sperry on a post route for a pickup of some big yards. So on all 4 of those plays, you know, we mentioned some names that we all know well: Austin Sperry, Dylan Stacy, and Isaac Wheels Turner. Tell us about, you know, everybody knows the quarterback position and about going through progressions, and you have a lot of plays to learn and a lot of things to think about. What is your decision process when that ball is snapped? Do you kind of have an idea of where you want the ball to go? Do you know where that person's going to be? It's all about timing.
I normally try to pre-read the defense, like look at the safeties, try to think what they're going to do. And then, say, most of the time we run Sperry on a skinny. And if Sperry ain't there, I'd step up, try to find Isaac. And if Isaac ain't there, I go to my third read.
And one of those 2 guys is usually open, and if you can hit them and they get some green grass, look out. Tell us some expectations for this year's team, some things that you want to see happen as a team, and tell us about some goals after high school, what you want to do.
Well, I want to win it all like everybody else. And after I graduate high school, I'm going to go probably straight to work with Ellis Underground, directional drilling.
Yep. Some good guys with Ellis Underground. We need to get them on the sponsor list. Coach, Dylan's a great young man, and I've known him for years. And I remember being in the huddle with him and asking him what his thoughts were. And Wheels was the same way. Isaac would say, "Coach, this is going to work." You know, Fudd went to the middle school that year, and like you said, I didn't need a playbook because I had Dillman and Isaac and Caden Bolin and 3 or 4 other guys in the huddle with me. And they pretty much, they just told me what was going to work. And 90% of the time, that's why we were successful. The other 10% we won't talk about. So tell us about some things, you know, what to you, what makes Dylan a great guy to run the quarterback position and run the offense?
You know, Dylan's been around the game a whole lot. And like you said, going back to when he was young, those 90% of those times, those guys see things that you don't see on the field too much. And I'm pretty confident in saying the other 10 was your fault. That's usually how it works for Coach. Now, we got a little banged up there in the scrimmage and hurt his shoulder. It's kind of limited